Hello everyone, welcome back to TGR, that's Gaming Robo. Now today guys, I do have a different type of video, a very special treat for each and every one of you. But before we start the video, just want to apologise that there hasn't been any videos over the past week. There has been a death in my family due to COVID-19. Yeah. So obviously, like I said, first of all, I do wish to apologise to each and every one of you that obviously I haven't been able to make any new videos from during that time. But life goes on, unfortunately. But like I said, this new video we had to do something quite different because just after the death of a family member, my system got hit with a virus and it deleted literally every file I had on the hard drive. Luckily, majority of it was stored and saved on a backup hard drive, but unfortunately, all of the gaming videos that I had disappeared. So I've had to reinstall Championship Manager 0102 back onto the system. I have had to put up a new database because I thought I want to try something different because, I don't want it to be all stale and stagnated and so on and so on. So we are doing a completely different type of video with the Championship Manager 0102. So I hope each and every one of you do enjoy this video. So this is the video of the youngest players on Championship Manager 0102 with the November 2020 database. Now, if any of you are struggling to find a really good copy of the November 2020 database or even a 1993 database, which is amazing as well, if you have any problems with that, please feel free to leave a comment down below on the video, and I will get in contact with you, and I'll get all the databases and so on pinged over to you. So that's not an issue whatsoever. But anyway, guys, this is Championship Manager 0102 with the November 2020 database, the youngest players on this game. So guys, this is Championship Manager 2020 using CM0102. Now the database is fantastic, as you can see already on the top left hand screen here. Obviously it shows that I am in the 2020-2021 season. Obviously shows it there and there as well. So yes, it's a fantastic. I'm using obviously the CM patcher, which obviously updates it to the latest date, which is brilliant. Fantastic tool to use. Once again, something else that I'm quite happy to easily ping it over to yourself if you want that type of thing as well. But like I said, we're going to be looking at the youngest players on Championship Manager 0102. So you see we've got 7 pages here, so we're going to go straight into it. So the first player in question is Nicholas Holiday, 13 years of age. He is American, valued at £16,000, and he gets paid £300 a week. Now the next person, he's 14 years of age, Alexander Pishaskin. I do apologise if I have said his name incorrectly. I know I get their names wrong, a hell of a lot of times. Let's be honest, I do get the names wrong. But like one of the guys have said before, I may get, the pronunciations of the names wrong, but I do find, some heck of good talented players on this game. But anyway, go back to Alexander. He is valued at £20,000, and once again, he gets paid £300 a week. Next person in question is Ansar Kane, 14 years of age, Liberian as well as American, playing at Portland's, £16,000 he's valued at, with only getting paid £300 a week. Now, if I'm just going to go on to their contract status here, you're going to see obviously that they're all getting paid £300 a week. So the next person is Levin Bashoyan, 14 years, American, obviously he plays in the central midfield role, and he's valued at £70,000. Next person we have here is Nicodem Zee Lonker, or Zee Lonker, sorry, 15 years, Polish, another midfielder, but working on the left-hand side. He is valued at £45,000, but he is joining the main Gwanek Zabres. I do apologise, can't pronounce it. The main squad in 2 seasons' time. Next person is Kevin Zephie from Shamrock Rovers. Now, this guy's starting to look a little bit better. He does. Obviously, he's 15 years of age. He can play in his attacking midfielder on the left-hand side as well as being a forward. Now, if you notice quickly, guys, before I look at the next lot of players, obviously there's 4 different categories on this new update. Obviously, the new categories obviously explains big matches, consistency, corners. You know, obviously I know a lot of them sort of coincide with other ones, but it's quite good to have, as well as injury prone as well. So you get to see if certain players that you are looking at do get injured quite easily. So Zayundinov, I can only imagine why their parents named him like this. I can only imagine, but 15 years of age, Russian goalie. He doesn't look that bad at all, and he is valued at £10,000. Next one we got is Azel Yazid, 15-year-old goalkeeper from Singapore. Once again, you know, he's valued at very, very cheap at £7,000. Next one we do have here is Darren Yappy, 15-year-old American playing over from Colorado. He's a right winger and one of the most expensive players so far, being valued at £230,000. Pretty good player right here, 15-year-old Cullen Wilkerson. 15-year-old American attacking midfielder. He's playing at Rio Grande Valley at the moment, but his contract, his main parent club is Portland, the number 2 team, because obviously you're only allowed certain players within the game. Caleb Wiley, 15-year-old American, once again left back, playing at Atlanta. He's valued at £14,000. As you can see at the moment, the reoccurrence thing here is the fact that there's a lot of young Americans that are breaking through in football at this moment in time. So Elias Valley, 15-year-old Finnish fullback. He could play both on the right-hand, left-hand side of the pitch, but his preferred foot is right, of course. Now, Philippe Valencia, 15-year-old American Colombian, so I'm presuming that the fact that Philippe Valencia has more than likely got an American passport, and obviously the main nationality is Colombian, but he is over at David Beckham's new team, Inter Miami. And obviously, Philippe Valencia is worth £170,000. So the next guy we have here is Bart Lemieux, Tutaz, 15-year-old goalkeeper from Poland. He's valued at £16,000, but there's not a lot of him, let's be honest. So our first Swede is here, Edvin Delgrin from Karlsland, centre-back, 15 years of age. You can see some of his stats. Some of them look quite good, even for a 15-year-old. But even though he's valued at £6,000, he does look like a good player to see if you can actually produce him into a world-class player. Petar Suto, 15-year-old Croatian. He plays as a right mid, and he's valued at £24,000. Sebastian Stoke, 15-year-old Norwegian, playing as a central midfielder, and he's valued at £65,000. Maheson Tongbram Singh, forgot the Singh part nearly. He's playing his career over at Punjab. He is a right mid, but also can play as a central midfielder, and he's valued at £65,000. That's quite a lot for an Indian player who's obviously playing his career in the Indian League. So he might be one to look out for. You never know. Ramol Silama, 15-year-old Estonian player. There's not much to look at him, even as a left winger, but he is valued at £20,000. Next one we have is Falu Sen from Senegal. He's 15 years of age. He is a striker, but he is part of Fiorentina's team. Obviously, you see the Fiorentina R2. Obviously, just means the second part of the reserve, because you can only have 50 players available in your squad. But he is valued at £120,000. Filippo Scarsi, 15-year-old Italian striker. I mean, looking at him as well, there's not much to look at, nothing to be really excited about, but he is worth £35,000. If you are playing in a smaller league with limited money, he might be a good player to use. Ruben Lopez, 15-year-old Portuguese striker. He's valued at £16,000, but another player who doesn't really look like he's going to set the world alight. William Roveglia, 15-year-old Italian goalkeeper. He looks a little bit better than the last Italian that we looked at, but he is valued at £12,000. Kirill Roshchin, 15-year-old Russian right back. Once again, he looks like someone that potentially isn't going to be setting the world alight, unfortunately. I mean, he's excited that he might get some Torquay United scouts to look at him. That says it all, really, doesn't it? And Torquay United, unfortunately, we are playing in the Mickey Mouse League. So the next guy, he looks pretty good. Magnus Risnias, or Neas, 15-year-old Norwegian. He can play as a left midfielder or as a central midfielder, but his preferred foot is right, of course. He's valued at £750,000 for a 15-year-old. I guarantee this guy is going to potentially be a nice little worldie. So make sure if you are using the 2020 database, you give this guy a look up and see whether or not if you can turn him into a worldie. Now, the next guy we are going to look at here is Bogdan Reshetnyakov, 15-year-old Russian left midfielder. He uses his right foot once again, but he's valued at £20,000. Jacob Redzio, Polish goalkeeper, 15 years of age. He doesn't look that fantastic, but he goes into the main squad at the start of next season. Okay, so the next guy we're looking at here is Ilario Pozzi, 15-year-old Italian cam, attacking central midfielder. He does look quite good, for a 15-year-old, but he's valued at $22,000, so he may not set the world alight. But then again, he could be a late bloomer. Tommaso Piermarini. He's 15-year-old once again from Italy. Looks like an okay sort of striker for the price tag of £60,000. So you never know, he could be another late bloomer. Atakan Mert Özdemir, 15-year-old Turkish player. He can play as a centre-back. He can play as a defensive midfielder. He does look okay for a 15-year-old Turkish player. I mean, we just looked at his value there, that he's valued at £45,000. Now, the next player we've got here is Edmund Owusu, 15-year-old Norwegian right midfielder. Plays, obviously, at Lillestrøm. He does look okay. Fitness is okay. Stamina is good. Determination is good. He is valued at £100,000. So it might take a little bit of persuasion to get him away from Lillestrøm. Marcel Mendez Dudzinski, 15-year-old. I'm going to presume that he is obviously Polish nationality mainly, and he has a Brazilian passport. But nonetheless, that doesn't really matter. Obviously being 15 years of age, he looks like an okay sort of player, but he is valued at £250,000. So you never know, he could be a nice little worldie. Artan Memedov, 15-year-old Norwegian. He's already got the statistics to potentially be a pretty good player. Obviously, given the right sort of training, he is valued at £65,000. So you never know, he could be a worldie. Christopher Melikov, 15-year-old Russian centre-back. Apart from his determination and his adaptability, there doesn't seem to be much about him. He is valued at £7,000. So that might sort of actually show why he's worth that value. Matthias Matos, 15-year-old Portuguese left winger. He does look pretty good, doesn't he? I mean, we look at his value here. He's valued at £16,000. I mean, I personally would probably give him a bash in the Torquay United squad. Alexandros Maskanakis, 15-year-old Greek player, attacking central midfielder. He's valued at £50,000. He does look pretty good, you know, for a 15-year-old. But he does turn 16 in a month's time. But yeah, I mean, I probably would give him a bash if I'm being honest. Shuto Mariyama, I think I pronounced his name right, but 15-year-old Japanese centre-back and full-back, of course, on the right-hand side. He's 16 in a month's time. He's valued at £200,000 and he feels pressured by the interest shown in him at Torquay United. So anyone who feels pressured by Torquay United showing an interest, I don't think they're going to be good. You never know, they might be good, but Torquay United's not a big team, Shuto, so you don't need to be feeling pressure whatsoever. Tommaso Mancini, 15-year-old striker from Italy. Once again, he doesn't look like the world's going to be set alight by him, but he is valued at £50,000 and he's over at Vicenza. Jeffrey Ma, another American 15-year-old playing his football career over at Andy Chen, right midfielder, and he is valued at £3,000. He's hoping to impress the visiting scouts at Torquay United. Well, Torquay United is not going to be going over to watch you play in the Chinese league. Alexander Kuzmin, 15-year-old Russian goalkeeper. He does look okay, let's be honest. He's valued at £14,000, but I mean, there's been a lot of worse goalkeepers on this list so far. Efe Nayazi Kurtulmaz. I tried. 15-year-old Turkish central midfielder. He doesn't look like something that's going to be absolutely amazing, but he is valued at £16,000. Antoni Kozubal, 15-year-old Polish from Lech Poznan, central midfielder. He does look below average, let's be honest. He's valued at £35,000, but he joins up the main squad in a couple of seasons' time. Wiktor Koptas, 15-year-old Polish goalkeeper. He does look pretty good, very loyal to whoever he is playing for. But I mean, he's valued at £50,000. You could probably give him a bash on that front. Now, guys, if you've missed the video, if you missed a chance to see how the live chat between myself, TGR, that's Gaming Robo, and that magical man behind me, Mr. Cherno Samba, if you missed that video, please make sure you give it a watch. The link is in the description below. You should have seen the added card subscription up there as well. So please make sure you give it a watch. It is a fantastic chat with the legend himself, Cherno Samba. Yushin Koki, 15-year-old Japanese central midfielder, valued at £110,000. I mean, he's valued at that much, so there must be some form of excitement built around Yushin. So I personally will probably be looking at him. Obviously, he's 15 years of age. He's Japanese, so the work permit issue might be a little bit of a bigger issue with him, because obviously he's not played for Japan as of yet. Ardar Kilik, 15-year-old Turkish centre-back. Now, this is a guy that I am looking forward to seeing. He's valued at £90,000, so obviously he's playing in the Turkish league, but he does look a pretty good player. Obviously, these are the sort of stats here that I'm going to be looking at working with, but he does look like a fantastic player. One that I'm certainly going to try and buy for one of my new seasons that I will be starting up. Yigit Karim, 15-year-old Turkish central midfielder. Unfortunately, not like his other counterpart from the country Turkey. He doesn't look that particularly amazing. He is valued at £40,000, but not someone that I would probably be spending my time on. Ayberk Kaygiziz, 15-year-old Turkish attacking midfielder, and this guy looks okay. He turns 16 next month. He's valued at £110,000. he might be worthwhile buying, but I mean, the injury prone is 11. Obviously, it's 50-50 when it comes to that sort of stats being at 11, but he might be worth a go. Might be worth a go. Karol Kapuscinski, 15-year-old Polish goalkeeper. He does look okay for 15 years of age. He's valued at £30,000, so you never know. He could be a starlet in the making. Marcel Caccol, 15-year-old Polish central midfielder. He looks okay. He's valued at £14,000, but I don't think he might be ripping the world a new one with his ability, unfortunately. Marcel Caccol, no. Rafael Gerigi, 15-year-old American attacking left midfielder. His parent club is Sacramento, but he's playing at St. Louis at the moment. He's valued at £26,000, so I don't think he's going to be an American that anyone's going to be remembering anytime soon. Maxim Jakovlev from Estonia, centre-back, 15 years of age. Doesn't look that impressive. He's valued at £3,000, so it's probably one that you may not come across in your game at all. Francis Jacobs, 15-year-old American, another central midfielder from Orange County, valued at £12,000, but I don't see him lighting up the world. Francis, I do apologise. Hugo Batista, not the wrestler Batista, but it's Hugo Batista. He's a 15-year-old Portuguese centre-back. He doesn't look amazing, unfortunately, a bit like Batista's acting career, but he is valued at £16,000. Miran Hovhannisyan, 15-year-old American goalkeeper who has a few statistics that does look quite intriguing at first look. He's £14,000 at value, but he also is fluent in Armenian and Azeri. So kind of makes me wonder, is he Eastern European? And he obviously has an American passport. The penultimate page here, we've got Elliot Hinstar, Swedish defensive midfielder. We haven't come across a lot of Swedes, but this one does look quite good in Elliot. He's valued at £12,000. He is 16 on the game in 15 days' time. So you never know, he might be worthwhile looking into. I mean, he's already played a couple of games already for his parent club. Diego Hernandez, on loan from FC Dallas, playing at North Texas. Stats looks okay, not something I'll be worth shouting about, but he is valued at £150,000, so there might be a little buzz behind Diego Hernandez. Josh Harden, 15-year-old American, right back from Seattle. He's playing at Tacoma at the moment. He looks okay, you know, at first sight. Injury prone, 15. That to me obviously spreads a little bit of fear, but he is valued just over £100,000. Igor Grigorjev from Russia, 15-year-old striker. He doesn't look anything too spectacular, if I'm being honest. He's valued at £16,000, and being honest, I think that's probably as far as he's going to go. Ivan Gerasimov, 15-year-old Russian left-back, a bit like his fellow countryman, who we just saw a few moments ago. He doesn't look anything special. He's valued at £16,000. He prefers to use his right foot, but once again, he's over our left back. Filippo Faracchio. I know I said his name wrong. That's an absolutely abysmal effort by myself. But nonetheless, a 15-year-old Italian central midfielder. He doesn't look that much worth shouting about. He's valued at £24,000. It's probably not a player that I'm going to be looking at in the future, if I'm being honest. Matteo Feleca, 15-year-old Italian centre-back. Now, he does certainly look a little bit better than his other fellow countryman, but he's playing it over at Calgary in the reserves team. He's definitely someone I'll probably be looking at as well. He's valued at £120,000, so there obviously is a little buzz about him, but his injury proneness is at 12. Ekrem Mesut Erigonsi, Erginsoy, sorry. 15-year-old Turkish goalkeeper. He looks okay. He's valued at £60,000. He's probably one that I may take a punt on just for little gigs, just to see whether or not he turns out to be a little worldie. Mevlüthan Eklik, 15-year-old Turkish central midfielder once again. He doesn't look as good as his fellow countryman, but he is valued at £700,000. So you never know. His potential ability might be something to look out for if you know, going by his value at this moment in time. Eric Duna, 15-year-old American. He is a right back. He's playing at LAFC. That's Los Angeles. Yeah, Los Angeles Football Club. He is valued at £160,000. He doesn't look that good, but he's obviously valued at that much at a young age, so there must be some hype for Eric. Andrei Domotosev, 15-year-old Russian striker. He is valued at £12,000. To me, there's not much about him, if I'm being brutally honest. So the last page of players that we've got here is Giuseppe Costantino, 15-year-old Italian right winger. He's valued at £180,000. He is playing over at Regina's reserves team. He could be one in the making. He's obviously valued that much for an obvious reason. What the reason is, I don't know. Arhen Karaglu, Turkish 15-year-old centre-back. He doesn't look that spectacular. He's valued at £50,000. So he might be one player that I'll be looking at in the future. We'll see how he develops, of course. Marcel Bykowski, 15-year-old Polish midfielder and striker, playing over at Swit at the moment. His stats over on the new column here, it does look pretty good. You never know. I mean, he could be a cracking player. He's valued at £8,000. There's not much hype about him, so I might have been speaking a little bit too soon. Seraphin Butoh, 15-year-old German goalkeeper. He doesn't look that spectacular, let's be honest. He is valued at £14,000. But his injury proneness is one, so he might be a player that never gets injured. That's a rare find, of course. Luca Baleta, 15-year-old Italian goalkeeper playing over at Ascoli. He's valued at £230,000, so he does look like he's going to have a little bit of push when it comes to his statistics in the future. So he's definitely one player that I'm going to be looking at in the very near future. Alberto Barzanti, 15-year-old Italian goalkeeper, once again, nowhere near to the standards as his fellow countryman, but he is valued at £75,000. Marcin Barton, he is a 15-year-old Polish striker. His stats at some parts does look pretty good, other parts doesn't look as good. Unfortunately, but he is transferring to his parent club, the main part of Slask Wrocław, next season, but he is valued at £50,000. Ilya Barkonov, 15-year-old Russian goalie. Now he's got a few parts of his stats who do look quite good, if I'm being honest. But he is valued at £1,000, so that kind of makes me think, okay, this is your peak already, and you're just going to decline as the years go by. The second to last player to look at is Juan Alvarez, 15-year-old American central midfielder. He plays, his parent club is at Seattle, but he is playing over at Tacoma at this moment. He is valued at £160,000, so there might be a little buzz for Juan. Lastly, guys, the last person on this list is Edward Alonzi, 15-year-old American goalkeeper. He doesn't look that bad. His value is £12,000. But on the future, it says anxious to sign a new contract. So that's another new, obviously, part of the system that's come into the 2020 database. It's not too bad at all. So guys, what I've done basically is just showed you all of the players that is on the game who are ages from 13 to 15. There are many more players, but obviously, as you see, this has took 7 pages, just going from 13 to 15-year-old players. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. So we're just going to quickly pop back into the room quickly and just go over a couple of other bits very quickly. So guys, I hope you had enjoyed this video. This is obviously the first video of the 2020 November database for Championship Manager 0102. Now there's plenty more things that will be coming out very soon. Obviously just going to be playing catch up with obviously trying to retrieve as much stuff as possible for my system. But apart from that, guys, like I said, I hope you have enjoyed this video. You know, hopefully all of you are staying safe, you know, obviously looking after your loved ones, your friends, family, etc. And just remember to obviously make sure that you do speak to, you know, your family members, because, you know, like me, I wish I'd spoken to my family member a hell of a lot more than what I did, who'd recently passed away. So please make sure that you do that and never stop talking to them. Make sure that they are never lonely. Well, apart from that, guys, I hope, like I said, you have enjoyed. If you did like the video, if you like the new style of content, please make sure you smash a like on the video. And, of course, make sure that you do subscribe to our channel by hitting that subscribe button. And make sure you do hit that notification bell as well, so you are informed of when the latest video has been uploaded here at TGR, that's Gaming Robo. Well, apart from that, guys, I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the next video here at TGR. That's Gaming Robo. Till the next time.